Hello and welcome to Spellcasting 101, part 2. So, is it? Yeah, okay. Oh, the board's just gonna distract me. Alright, sorry. So I'm restoring right now. And we're actually gonna work on escaping. So, I just want to see. Right now, all we have is our cloak, which is uninteresting. No description for that. So there's three ways to leave the room. Oh, first of all, we want to open the writing desk. You open the writing desk and discover a love note and an application. Let's examine that love note. The note is nervously scrawled in your own writing. Dearest Lola, I am a secret admirer. For years I have worshipped you from afar. I am not worthy of your attention yet, but shortly I leave for Sorcerer you, and when I have become a great and powerful wizard, I will return to claim you. Please wait for me, my little treasure chest. Ernie Eaglebeak. That's you. Alright. And, of course, there was that, application. Look at application. This is your partially completed application to Sorcerer U. In addition to the typical biographical data, it contains some essay and other special questions. Why do you want to be a sorcerer? I've always been interested in magic and how it can be used to improve the world. Also, sorcerers get all the girls. What special qualifications do you have? I've been on a quest... No, I've been on a quest. My father was a sorcerer. My uncle was a sorcerer. I have a sorcery liability insurance. I have an evil stepfather. I was raised by dragons. Here's some footsteps on the stair. Alright, let's take the note and take the application. Alright, so Joyhood comes in. He grabs the application from you and throws it back onto the floor. And there's his wicked laugh. Alright, let's take that application. Thankfully it doesn't keep that, otherwise we'd be in trouble. Let's save as trapped again. Okay, so there's three ways to get through, to get out of the room. So, first way, let's take that hay. And, you put hay in the right window. Which, I had a feeling. Open right window. Put hay in right window. The moment the hay falls to the alley, the horse sniffs and slowly trundles over to the pile of hay, pulling the cart along. The horse stops below the window, makes short shrift of the hay. So then you open left window, and you jump out. You execute a graceful swan dive into the cart full of mud, which unfortunately turns out to be a cart full of manure. After slithering to the floor of the alley, you strip off your manure-coated cloak and hurl it as far away as possible, leaving you naked and still fairly well covered with manure. Alley. This is a northeast-west alley. Your home forms the northern wall of the alley, and the Tiger Belly Cottage is the southern wall. At the eastern end of the alley, a closed gate leads to the street. At the western end of the alley is a small tool shed where the gardener keeps his tools and work clothes. You see a cart and an old horse here. In the cart, you see some cow manure. Alright, I am now going to show you the second way. The second way, so you know all of them. Let's open, I think, north door. Open privy door. You know what? Let me just open that door. Hold on. Look. Yeah, small smelly room guides to the north. So if I just... Oh, I don't even have to open a door. Alright, so this is the potty chamber. This is a small, dirty closet with an exit to the bedchamber to the south. On the opposite wall is a tiny door, which is closed. Alright, now I should be able to open the door. The tiny door creaks slowly, ominously open. A putrid odor assaults your nostrils, and you discover a little nook. There's a potty on the floor of the nook. A spiderweb hangs above it. Give me my control. Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright, so let's examine human waste. Yeah, let's just say the potty's filled with both liquids and solids of the sort that school children will never cease to joke about. This game, of course, would never stoop to such depths of immaturity. Ha, sure. If I look at the potty, oh, it's just going to say the same thing. And if I look at the potty chamber, it's the same thing as before. Let's look at spiderweb. I wouldn't want to live there, but a spider would probably call it home sweet home. The potty door creaks slowly closed. Oh, right, it closes if you leave it open. So, yeah, what we have to do is open door, take potty. As you move the potty, some of the contents splash onto your arms. Ooh, gross! Cooties, cooties! Okay, so I lied about not stooping to depths of immaturity. Moving the potty reveals a metal grate on the floor of the nook for the purposes of waste disposal. It also reveals a somewhat surprised spider. Alright, and then the second way, of course, you open that grate. You grab at the grate. It seems firmly affixed to the floor. You take a deep breath. You give it a mighty tug. It doesn't budge. Darn. You begin walking away, getting madder and madder at the stupid, inanimate hulk of metal that refuses to do what you want it to until finally, with a scream of primal rage, you charge across the room and tear madly at the grate. With a matching scream, the gate separates from the floor and begins ricocheting off the walls. You curl up into a well-protected ball until the sound of rebounding metal has been replaced by the safer sound of metal quivering in a corner. As you cautiously uncurl, you notice where once a grating rested, a jagged and smelly hole leading downward. And then I simply jump down. And, yeah, you squeeze down the hole. It's a tight fit, and you try not to think about the substances that are smearing across every surface of your body. Suddenly, with a long, drawn-out rip, your clothes tear away and you come tumbling out into the sunlight, smack into a rather gooey mud puddle. Alley. This is now our east-west alley. It's the same thing as before. So, now there is a third way. Now, you're going to notice that you get the same amount of points regardless. So the third way involves going north, open door, take potty. Now, oh, I forgot to look at spider. The spider's a typically creepy, wiggly little fella. Take spider. You take the spider from the spider web. Okie dokie, and then head back into the bed chamber. Pour waste on fire. The fire and the wastes both vanish into a cloud of foul-smelling smoke, which soon clears to reveal a fireplace full of smoking embers. And then you climb chimney. You claw your way up the chimney. It's a tight fit, so tight in fact that a protruding fire brick rips the cloak right off your back, leaving you naked, scratched, and streaked with soot. Finally, you break through into the daylight. Rooftop. You are on the steeply sloped roof of the cottage. The shingles are slippery underfoot. A trail of soot leads several yards to a crumbling chimney top. To the south, a large dead branch protrudes from the tiger belly's yard across the alley to overhang the rooftop. Score has gone up by 3. I'm going to save this as roof. Alrighty, so let's, there's anything new to look at? Oh, there's a bridge. A stone bridge arches over the road. And there's the dead branch to look at. The branch is lifeless and leafless. It is within easy reach. I can examine the road. The alley next to your house ends at the main street leading out of town. And I can examine the tree. I guess that's it. See nothing special about a tree. Alright, time to go out on a limb. As you start along the branch, hand over hand, toward the tree trunk in the neighboring yard, already you can imagine sliding down the trunk, stealing some clothing, hitching a ride to Sorcerer Hugh, graduating with honors, and returning to win the admiration of your friends and the heart of Lola Tigerbelly. Suddenly the world seems like such a beautiful place, filled with the sound of tweeting birds and rustling leaves, and one enormous crack as the branch gives way and deposits you in a particularly slurpy mud puddle. Oh, well, this time you end up with mud, not poop. So again, you get the alley description. So, I'm going to save this as alley. And I think we might have just enough time to look around a little in the alley before we stop. So we've escaped, yay! The cart exudes the potent odor of fresh manure. And if I look at the cow manure, there's nothing notable about the cow manure. Look at a flat rock. You've seen one flat rock, you've seen them all. And I can look at the gate. The gate is closed. Anything else? There's a shed door to look at. The shed door is closed. And actually, I think that's... Oh, I can look at the window. What? No, I wanted to look at the window. Sorry, I apologize. There we go. The windows are too high to see through. Yeah, I probably have time. Okay, alright, so the flat rock is the first thing. Flat rock. As you move the flat rock, a rusty key is revealed. Outside the gate, a gaily singing voice approaches the alley. It's Lola! You freeze with terror. Any moment the gate will open. Suddenly, oh, puff and feathers, I'm caught! Stupid dress, stupid old gate! The gate shakes as Lola tries to free her garment. I apologize for that horrible voice I put on her. Great, you're about to be shipped into 7 years of servitude, and your love is about to see you scratched and naked and covered with filth. What more could go wrong? So I gotta take that key. You try, but you can't budge the key, probably because of the foot that has just appeared on it. That foot is connected to Miss Minnie Beancounter, the elderly spinster who was your schoolmarm back when you were a tyke. Why she is here, let alone standing on the key and so desperately need, is a mystery. Is that you, Ernest Eaglebeak? Where are my spectacles? But of course it's you, Ernest. You always did love digging in the mud. Your papa told me that you got an apprenticeship, and I just had to see you before you left. Now, where are those spectacles? I want a good, long, last look at you. Yeesh. So, now there's 2 ways to deal with Miss Beancounter. Or at least 2 that I know of, and one is to simply push Miss Beancounter. Miss. I'm just gonna manually. You managed to send Miss Minnie Beancounter, elderly spinster, respected throughout the town, someone who has known you since you were knee-high to a tree spike, sprawling into the mud. She appears disoriented, but then brightens and says, Yes, Dr. Elbow Blower, it's time for my mud bath. Yes, I know it's good for my gout. From the far side of the gate, you hear an all too familiar voice. Hello there, Lola. Hello there, Lola. Having a little problem? Oh, hi, Mr. Rottenwood. My dress is caught in the gate. Maybe you could help me. You have such big muscles. It'd be quite a shame for a pretty young thing like you to waste any time stuck on a gate. Let's see what we can do. A brief animal grunt. There. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Rottenwood. You're so kind. I hope you'll let me show my appreciation. Invite you over for tea now. And then, burning with anger, you decide that someday Rottenwood will be tortured to death by hell hamsters. That'd be nice, Lola. Just so happens I'll be having some extra free time. We're sending little Ernie Eaglebeak away for a while. A clinic that specializes in bedwetting cases. You decide that death by hell hamster torture is way too kind. I'm going to show you the other way to get rid of Miss Minnie Beancounter in the next video because we're running out of time. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.